we're going to do some breakfast burritos. That way you get a little bit of protein, maybe some vegetables, or something just warm for your kids or your husband's belly. I do not get up early with my husband when he goes to work. I love him, but I like my sleep too. So we're just going to do a very simple recipe of breakfast burritos. And so what we're going to start off with, we have our scrambled eggs. Just very simple scrambled eggs. I use a little bit of milk to help fluff them up a little bit. A little bit of pork sausage, a little bit spicy. We like spicy in our house. I need a spoon.
Or right below the paper towel. What do you mean? Just grab it. Up top.
Oh,
crock.
I brought food. Alright, so we're just going to mix that up just a little bit. This is very simple. You can, of course, use whatever you like in your breakfast burritos. We are not very adventurous in the green peppers and red peppers and onions and all that stuff, but you could certainly put any of that in there. I would recommend, if you're going to use those types of fresh vegetables, that you would saute them just a little bit so that once they're thawed out, they're not too hard when you bite into them. So we're just going to mix that up. These are very simple. You could use bacon, you could use chorizo, which my kids like, which is a Mexican sausage. They love that. I didn't use that today because there probably wouldn't have been anything for me to demonstrate if I had. You just need a simple tortilla. If you want to get fun, they have lots of different types of tortillas out now. They have wheat, and they have the vegetable, and the tomato basil, all of those. I'm using the medium size just because that seems to work out really well for my kids. But you could certainly go bigger or even smaller, whatever works for you. And we're just going to keep these very, very simple. What we use in ours is we've got some salsa verde salsa and also some chipotle salsa. My husband and my middle son love anything spicy. So all we're going to do, and then we of course have our cheddar cheese. Use your tortilla. I would recommend taking them out of your refrigerator and letting them get a little bit warmer, because if you try to roll it, they'll probably crumble. If you've had tortillas in your fridge for a little bit, they tend to get a little brittle. So if that is the case, simply just warm them up a little bit. You can wrap them in a paper towel, warm them in your microwave for 30 seconds. Or you can, if you have a griddle like you would make pancakes, you can heat them up just a little bit. That'll help them be a little bit more moldable. So what we're going to do, we're going to take some of our eggs and sausage and put them right here in the middle of our tortilla. You don't want to overfill it because then it makes it hard to roll. And then we're going to take some of our salsa. We'll make this one salsa verde. I'm just going to pour just a little bit of that on there. You can put as much as you want, make it a little spicy. And then we're going to add our cheese. We love cheese in our house. Alright, just a little bit of cheese. This would be one of those items that you might want to flash freeze. That way you can put them in baggies or wrap them individually in tin foil so they can just grab and put in the microwave or in the oven. I'm not much of a microwave user. I guess I'm never starving enough that I need it in a minute and 30 seconds. You can bake these as well for about 20 minutes at 350. So there's our first one. You just put it in there, and we'll do a couple of these. Another fun thing that you can do is you can definitely encourage your kids to help you, because kids tend to be more willing to eat things that they helped make. And so what better way of spending some, quality family time than preparing this stuff together ahead of time with your family. My boys, my future daughter-in-laws, are going to love me because they all know how to cook. And so it's never too early to start them cooking. So as you can see, we've done a couple of these, and you can continue filling them up in your pan, keeping a little bit of space between them. If you wanted to separate them with the parchment paper, freezer paper, or wax paper, you certainly could. And then as you filled it up, making sure not to stack them, you would put them in your freezer for 30 minutes to an hour just so they get nice and set. And then you can take them out and either wrap them individually in foil, make sure to label. I have labeled some of the ones that I made earlier today too. I don't even know the last time one of my boys only ate one of anything. So we wrap them in doubles, and we just make sure you label breakfast burrito and maybe what you have in there, unless you know that you're always doing the same thing. And make sure that you date it. Nobody likes having to throw away food. I know I don't, because that's like throwing away money. So make sure you date it and use it. And as you store in your fridge, make sure that you recycle and put the stuff that is oldest to the top so that people will eat it quicker. But you definitely want to date it and label it so you know what's in your freezer.